Good morning, everyone. This is Angel for Meaningful Magic. Welcome back. We're thrilled to have TikTok back, and we're thrilled to have you guys back. It's been an incredible year, no doubt about it, and I'm grateful to have you all here with me. I really have been trying to pay attention to how I see myself and really treat myself as the person I'm aspiring to be, not the person that I still think of myself as from that old story. You know, that story that we tell ourselves, that's who we are. And once we start to awaken, we really see that, you know, or at least I did for sure. I started to see that that's not who I was. That's just who, you know, that's who I had been programmed to be and programmed myself to be. And I took on these roles, you know, as a survival mechanism and as a way to get approval, and really never really got to know my authentic self, never really got to know who I was without the story, you know, without the, you know, this is Angie. And what I thought I was this, you know, biker girl and angry and wanted to fight all the time. And really once I got out of those negative patterns and really started to get to know myself, I realized that I'm a very peaceful person. I'm actually a very quiet person. And you know, I really aspire to be, you know, a business owner, and I aspire to be, you know, a professional, and I aspire to be a life coach, and I aspire to be a psychologist. And so once I started to, you know, I started to align with my purpose and with who I really am, rather than, you know, who the world was expecting me to be or who I'd always been. Everything changed. Everything about me changed. Everything, the way I dress, the way I walk, the way I talk, really became more authentic. I feel more comfortable in my own skin. For so long, you know, I did not feel comfortable in my own skin. And, you know, so I really started to try to attract to me the life that I was looking for and become aligned, you know, with who I'm trying to be and not who I used to be. And really that's, for me, was the only way for real growth and change, was to begin to see myself as that person and love myself as that person and ask myself, you know, how would that person dress? How would that person talk? What kind of classes would that person take? You know, what do I need to know to get there? What are the steps to get me from where I'm at now to the person that I'm aspiring to be? And I just started taking those steps, and one by one, you know, and it's a process. It's such a long process. And, you know, I keep expecting myself a lot of times to be a little more, you know, a little less fruity. And that's not realistic either. Part of the spiritual journey is learning to love ourselves for who we are. Yes, you know, I'm definitely a lot less triggered. I definitely am not angry like I used to be. I am definitely not, you know, obsessed with getting other people's approval. I'm definitely, you know, learning how to have healthier relationships with my families and my friends, but also set much stronger boundaries with them and not accept unacceptable behavior, you know, and still learning to try to kind of let them be them and do them, even if that means them failing, because I'm, you know, I have that big heart and I'm always wanting to save people, and I'm sure a lot of you are the same way, because a lot of us that get into healing or that are interested in healing, you know, once we realize that we can be healed, and it's such an amazing feeling to come from that anger and that bitterness and that survival mode to, you know, to having a peaceful life and to feeling, you know, as a state, feeling happy and blessed and grateful when you come from that, you know, survival mode and that angry and that bitter, resentful. It's such a weight lifted off of you that you really, it makes, you know, for a lot of us healers, that's what drove us. It makes us want to share that and help others find that, you know, life of alignment and peace, and really be able to get through that shadow work and really become who we're meant to be, and really realize that there are no limits except the story that we keep telling ourselves. The I can't, or I don't know, or I won't be good enough. That's the story that we've been, you know, either programmed by society or programmed by years of repetition or, you know, religion or family. That's who that is. And then trying to do, you know, the journaling and the shadow work and really getting to know ourselves, just really on a core level, getting to know ourselves so that we really can become the person we were meant to be with no limits. You know, that I used to tell myself all the time how bad at school I was, but no, I wasn't. I was just a runaway kid who never really got to finish school and whose parents didn't value an education for a woman. They just thought I was going to be a missionary's wife, and that was the end of it. So even when I did succeed at school, they you know, it was not seen as a exciting or something to celebrate. It was, you know, remember that you're just going to be a missionary's wife anyway. You know, your goal is to, you know, they really did think that I was just meant to support a man in his greatness rather than be great myself. So once I got through that, once I got down to those core issues and really started looking at them and realizing where they came from, then I was able to make some real change. But I also had to quit. You know, I can't. I'm not good at it. No, that's not true. I actually, I have a 3.85 grade point average, so I think I'm doing pretty good. But I never would have believed that about myself. So I was so long that I told myself that I wasn't even going to try because I just knew I was dumb and couldn't go to school. So like that's how destructive these stories we tell ourselves are about, you know, about ourselves that we tell. It's really just so destructive, and it really, that it keeps us in that fear state and that I can't state, so that we just don't even bother trying. And what that does is it just sets us up for failure and sabotages any chances that we have, and makes us too fearful to jump at the opportunities in front of us. So what this journey has done for me really has made me feel limitless. Like if I'm willing to do the work and I'm willing to learn, and anybody can learn, anybody. I mean, you know, if you're dedicated, you can learn. And once I realized I was worth it, you know, I was worth putting the time in. I was worth going through the struggle of learning. I mean, I had to learn how to use a computer before I could even start school. I mean, it was really something else for me. And I was, you know, the whole time just expecting myself to fail. And so this spiritual journey took me from fearful to fearless. I mean, I still get those little twinges, but they don't last near as long, and I pull myself out of them pretty quick. I'm working on the moodiness because I do get a little moody sometimes. Like I feel, you know, everyone's energy around me. I'm very empathic, you know, and so you know, people don't even have to say something to me. I can just sense their energy, and it kind of, you know, I'm still to the point where I need to meditate daily in order to be able to stay in my own energy, focused on myself, and not worry what they're doing, not worry what they're saying, not worry what they think, because none of that matters. Not if we're talking about becoming your authentic self. Your authentic self needs less input and more guidance, you know, more spiritual guidance from meditation and, you know, self-guidance through shadow work and journaling. And it really just, it has exploded my life into extreme blessings. I had never even dared dream that I would have this good of a life. I mean, I really just I would never have believed you if you told me that I was gonna, you know, get through all those traumas and severe abuse and, you know, I've been put down by everybody I've ever loved. And, you know, every time they don't get what they want, they just talk bad about me behind my back and I mean, all that. And what it made me really realize is that I needed to learn to love me and just completely detach from those people. And I had to detach from that fear mindset and self-sabotaging, the I can'ts and the I'm not good enough and well, you know, I mean, you know, dumbing myself down so that I could fit in with a bunch of idiots rather, instead of, you know, really going out there and excelling and letting them, you know, step up if they want to, you know, raise the bar, let them come to you, baby, don't go backwards. And that was a lesson for me, and I'm learning so many of these lessons, and it's really helpful to me because the spiritual coach that I work with is always talking about, you know, focusing on yourself and really realizing that what other people's opinions of you, they do not matter. What matters is your opinion of you, and if you're proud of you, and if you respect you, and really being willing to get that ego out of the way and tell it to shut up. I am good enough. I am great enough. I am smart. I can do this. I can learn. You know, like start telling ourselves a new story that makes us powerful, that makes us, you know, puts us in a growth mindset, you know, really makes us limitless. And this life is out here. And like I said, I mean, I'm a little runaway street kid who, I mean, I was a biker all my life, and I really had no idea who I was. I thought I was this one person, and that's why I was so bitter and I was so angry, because I wasn't being true to my soul, because I'd never taken the time to get to know my soul. So it's something that I would highly suggest to anyone. I'm like so excited. I'm still excited. I mean, I literally just bubble with blessings. I'm so blessed to have come this far, and I'm not done yet, you know. And the fact that I believe that there's this amazing, rich, happy future for me. You know, my house is a sanctuary now. It's peaceful. It's, you know, it's full of people I love and not people who are bad-mouthing me and judging me. And if they ever come over, I'll just kick them out, because I don't put up with that anymore. I'm really learning to love myself. I'm really learning to accept myself, moods and all, you know what I mean? We're still human. And any healer or spiritual person that you're listening to that tells you that you're going to be above and beyond all that at some point, well, maybe it'll happen, but I mean, I'm willing to try it, but I'm still working on it for sure. But the point is to learn to accept yourself, flaws and all, and work on what you can. And it's been an amazing journey, and like, I'm just thrilled to have you guys here with me, and I can't suggest enough to really watch out for the stories that we carry with us, because those stories keep us stuck in a life that we don't want. We need to tell ourselves a new story. That story needs to be how limitless you are. You know, you can be that boss. You can be that person. You know, and you know, when we're in those old stories and that old ego, we actually hate people who are like that, because we know that somewhere in our soul, we know that we have the potential to be that, but we're too scared. So, or we're unwilling to do the work. So it's easier to hate on other people, and it's easier to badmouth other people and look down on them, when the truth is, that's just jealousy and insecurity. So I'm grateful to be here, man, and I can't suggest enough to keep loving yourself, keep doing that journaling, meditate every day, you know, really, really focus on yourself, find out who you are, man, find out who you are, find out what your goals are, and go for it. What do you got to lose? I mean, what do you got to lose? Resentment, bitterness, anger, you know, brokenness, I mean, all that's all gone if you start really loving yourself and really focusing on yourself and getting serious about your life, your goals, your wants, your soul, and you know, do it all out of love. Do it all out of love, man. And you know, once you start healing, you really can. The people around you will be inspired to heal too, and that's been the biggest blessing, I guess. It's really been amazing. I'm lucky enough to have a partner who also, you know, has the growth mindset and stuff, and we talk about it all the time, how mind-blowing it is to how far we've come, and just how grateful we are for this path, and I just can't imagine life any different now, and nor would I go back for all the money in the world. I'm grateful to have you guys here with me again, and if you like this video, hit like, share, and subscribe, and TikTok's back, so I'll see you guys soon. Definitely keep up the good work, and raise your vibration, change your life. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for being here.